Okay, everybody, happy Friday, big waves to you. How many of you's fired up about the weekend? How many of you's fired up about this Friday? Like you woke up today like, I am going to make this the best day ever. Okay. For all of you that didn't, you've got 24 hours today. Okay. We might as well be happy through it. Good to see everybody this morning. So, all right, all right. The word for today, our number one power ranker of the coach's corner that gets the words coming to us all the time, Miss Marlene. So she come to us with this word today. Malarkey. Malarkey. When I read that, it took me a minute. I wasn't the smartest in school. So if you've ever seen that spelled, I went oh, malarkey. Okay. All right. I got it. So the definition, nonsense, foolish talk, exaggerated claims. They're just not based on truth. It would be like Alan Schultz telling us that his motorcycle goes 200 miles an hour, right? Just so y'all know, Alan Schultz drives a motorcycle. Yes. So, how many of you knew that? Put a 1 in the comment. Malarkey's just pure nonsense. In the South we say hogwash. Okay. Maybe somebody can type that in the comments for everybody. It's just plain ridiculous. Is what it really is. It might be that over the top story that your uncle tells like at Thanksgiving about some kind of miracle product that promised you, Dave, to get you 6-pack abs in 6 minutes. If you'll just put this on your stomach, you can eat ice cream and voila, in a matter of a day, you've got 6-pack abs. Probably not happening. Probably not happening. So we know it's a little exaggerative. Okay. So, or even people saying that pineapples shouldn't go on pizza. Come on. Look at you. All right. Who likes pineapple on pizza? It's kind of like sugar and grits. Okay. Love it. Love it. So here's the thing. When we're going through life, right? How many of you have been like somebody's told you something and you've bought it? Come on now. How many of you's been online and you've seen that gadget and it's late at night and you put it in the shopping cart and you went away and man, that company's good because they like come back at you again. They're like, oh, no, we're not letting him get away or her get away. They come back at you with another ad. And it's this little gadget. It's this little widget that you're like, I need this at 1 in the morning. And so you buy it. Now it costs 30 cents, but they made it look like it was worth $50. And then you get it and you understand why it costs you 30 cents. And you understand that they sold 1 billion of them for 30 cents. So they're not doing too bad. Okay. On that gadget. That's malarkey. Okay. So I say this because I'm pointing my finger at myself. Like things come at us with our health, with our finances, with our business, and we've got to distinguish what is the truth and what is malarkey, right? And sometimes I just need to pause. I was actually with my CPA yesterday because we're going over some tax things with the different LLCs, and we were talking about this. And he jokes around and he says, just remember, you've got a guy, my guy. And he said, when somebody comes at you with malarkey, just say, listen, I got to think about this. My guy has to take a look at it, right? And that pause, that minute, that little time to go over there to my guy and let him look at it and look back at me and go, hey, Andrea, no, don't do it. Is probably that one thing. So who's your guy or who's your lady that you can pause for a minute when someone brings you some malarkey? All right. But maybe you don't know it's malarkey yet. It'll save you a lot of time, money, and anguish. Okay. Just a nugget right there from my own personal experience. All right. So things you should call malarkey, and I'm going to turn this to Andrew really quick. When you hear people say they don't have time, but it's crazy because they scroll TikTok for like 2 hours. Or you hear people that say donuts are totally healthy if you get them in gluten-free form. Okay. What about people who say, well, let me go back. This is the last thing because I'm out of time. Another thing that's malarkey is what we tell ourselves. And I'm gonna say this. I want you to think about you. The business is over. I used to have a good business. My people's quit. I don't know if I'm good at this. Like the negative self talk that we're telling ourselves that we're not good enough, it's malarkey. Why? Because God made us to be great, absolutely great. And He's going to challenge us with seasons. Seasons, if we wonder, like, is this worth fighting for? Should I go all in? Should I keep going? Right? The answer is yes. Stuff that self talk, when that negative self talk comes at you, like take your foot and step on it. Step on it. Don't let it happen because it's malarkey. So, Andrew, I'll turn it to you.
Well, I love these funny words, and it's fun to hear a person say malarkey. So I think our challenge for the day is just find a spot where you can say malarkey. Like, I don't know if I've actually thought this word. I really don't think I've said it out loud, and I'm really enjoying it. So you guys go sprinkle it in your day and let us know how that went. Don't get caught up in the malarkey of life. Focus on what's real, true, and lasting. And that was an unknown quote out in the world today. And so I just love this. I have been personally victimized by plenty of advertisements. I still can recall a a chair that I ordered when I first moved to Alabama, and I was so excited, and it was so affordable, and it looked like it was going to be so comfortable, and it came in as like a Barbie chair. And like, what can you do? It's just a little funny. Like, I should have known that the reason that this big, beautiful chair for the yard was like $17. And I think I read the fine print, but anyway, we should be able to be a little bit more discerning. So I looked into kind of how can we, call out malarkey when we need to. So first of all, we got to call it out when we hear it. Our gut is so powerful. You know that feeling that you get where you're like, this just doesn't feel right. You feel a little hesitation, you feel a little like I picture a dog and their like ears kind of tilt, right? And when you feel that, trust it. Where there's smoke, there's probably fire. So if you're feeling something, either that in that moment or kind of repeatedly in different spaces, probably time to call malarkey because there's a reason for it, right? Next is to look past the fluff. Ask, what's the evidence? Where's the truth? As when coach likes to quote me, he'll say, I just have a clarifying question. I think I say that 70,000 times. And it's so funny because my daughter, in many ways, is a mini me. So it's an interesting dynamic, love it. But there can be some challenges. But the other day we're in the car, she's on the phone and she's like, I just need to ask some clarifying questions. And I just about died because I thought, ooh, that is probably, I appreciate that in myself, but it's probably one of the more annoying things that I say to people. But you know what? Sometimes we just need clarity. We got to look past the fluff and say, okay, show me the evidence. where is the truth in this? Because sometimes we can't find it, and then we get to say, malarkey. Next is to don't waste time on nonsense. We all can get up in different things. So shift your focus back to what moves you forward when you find yourself going, I don't think this is the space that I need to be. Next, we can laugh at it. So malarkey loses power when we giggle at how silly it is. When we see nonsense and we treat it as importance, well, we give it power. But when we see nonsense and we decide to giggle about it, then that brings the joy. And I can say just a tiny one, picking up my sister yesterday, dealing things, and I had parked the car in valet. Well, valet closed. Okay, so valet's closed now by the time she got out of the hospital. And so then I'm asking this person and that person. And all I could do was giggle throughout the process because otherwise I was going to lose my mind. The kicker was they handed me the keys and I said, okay, where's the car? And the gentleman said, well, I don't know. So that was an exciting adventure that we had yesterday afternoon. It was a little bit of malarkey, but it was just like all you can do is giggle at it because otherwise I was going to raise my blood pressure and it wasn't going to change a thing. Next is we get to play detective. So ask, does this actually make sense or is it just smoke and mirrors, right? Does this make sense in what I'm doing? Do these words actually align with reality or is there a little bit of gaslighting going on? Like what is actually happening in this moment? And then don't take the bait. So sometimes I don't, can you guys, can you relate to this? Do you ever get sucked into a little bit of drama? Do you ever get sucked into that exaggeration, to the nonsense, to the malarkey? And I'm going to say that one of the things that we can do is just take a pause and don't take the bait. Don't get sucked into that. And then lastly, keep it real. We all know at different times in our life that we've been the cause of malarkey with the stories that we're telling ourselves, the nonsense that we're breathing into, all those different things. So focus on the people and the projects that actually move you forward and release some of the malarkey that perhaps you're creating in your own life. So Marlene, I love these. I'm glad we remembered the funny one today because they're my favorite words of the week.
Great lesson. Okay. Don't don't give in to malarkey today. Happy Friday. Have an amazing weekend. We love you guys. And we'll talk to you on Monday. No, no. Yeah,
Have
Monday.
a
That's
beautiful
great.
Thank
weekend.
you. God bless
Great
you.
day.
Stay out of the malarkey,
Thanks,
Brandon.
Cindy.
Stay out
Have
of
a
the
great
malarkey.
week.